Hello everyone, and welcome back to W12 Universe. I'm your host Jitch, and you are watching ECW. Here tonight we have got a couple of matches as superstars look to impress. We have been informed by Mr. McMahon that there will be a new contender, if he can help it, for the ECW Championship at WrestleMania. And what better man to try and keep impressing than Mick Foley. McMahon is so positive, so certain that there will be a brand new sorry, let me rephrase that. That there'll be a brand new contender after Elimination Chamber this Sunday. That Ted DiBiase does not stand a chance at winning that championship. That we are going to see the last of DiBiase. That he has already started telling the locker room to start lining up, to start trying to impress, because there's going to be a contenders match coming shortly after Elimination Chamber this Sunday. And he wants to see some of the best try to prove themselves so that they can have the opportunity to go up against Jack Swagger for the title at WrestleMania.
And his opponent from Hollywood, California, Goldust.
What better way to start that kind of series off than Mick Foley, who has been looking to prove himself just lately, been really saying, you know what, I think I can win the ECW Championship, I can headline WrestleMania with a world title victory, I believe in it, and I think it can happen. And Mick Foley now challenging Goldust, one of the best hardcore championship reigns we've seen in recent memory, just coming to an end. Sorry. Sharp inhale, it hurt. Recently coming to an end at the hands of the Big Show. So Goldust going to be facing off against Mick Foley here tonight. Foley looking to really one-up Goldust, really get his name out there. Can Foley do it? That is the question on a lot of people's minds right now, mine included. I don't know. I don't know if Mick Foley has what it takes to overcome Goldust's current state. He's been impressive just lately. He really went toe-to-toe with the Big Show on a whole other level. I guess we wait and see, don't we? Tonight it's champion versus champion. The $1 million champion up against the ECW champion. The two team captains at Elimination Chamber colliding for the first time. Jack Swagger versus Ted DiBiase, but also to come up next, what I think is a first time one-on-one match. Husky Harris and Cody Rhodes are set to go one-on-one with each other. That should be a real treat, if you ask me. So a little bit of Sin Cara, a little bit of Chavo Guerrero in recent weeks, but here tonight, things changed a little bit. We're focusing now on trying to find a new contender, and McMahon says we have seen the last of DiBiase's boys here on ECW. They will not be appearing on the show again, and tonight is DiBiase's final farewell on ECW. He is confident that DiBiase is not surviving Elimination Chamber and is not making it anywhere near a world championship again, so long as he's alive. Foley with the big suplex takes down Goldust. Oh, just misses that one. Connect with a few rights there as Goldust drops Foley flat down.
Goldust connects with a big fist. Watch out here.
Leg sweep. Getting Foley off his feet. Tell you what, if McMahon gets his way, he's going to come to regret it sooner than later. ECW's roster is going to take one hell of a hit. You think Ted DiBiase, Chavo Guerrero, Mason Ryan, Vladimir Kozlov, you're talking 4 superstars coming off the ECW roster. This show goes from 15 superstars to 11. Admittedly, I think McMahon knows he can afford that right now because the draft is coming up. And we've heard coming out of this draft that they're looking to balance out the rosters a little more, meaning that SmackDown and Raw will have a little less superstars on them, but ECW will have a little more.
Tremendously painful move to the spine.
Off the ropes now, Mick Foley. Oh, big shoulder tackle. Can't imagine the status Goldust is in tonight after having gone through a hellacious battle with with Big Show, not with himself, just last week. Can't imagine he's necessarily 100% right now. Goldust continues to get some serious offense in on Mick Foley. Foley has been a firm believer that he is next in line for an ECW championship shot. I'm not entirely sure what he's basing this off of, but the guy's really been fixated on, as I say. He set foot in the Royal Rumble and sparks just flew in his head. He just thought, this could become a reality. I could win the ECW championship.
Big move coming.
Foley coming off the rope. Big drop kick across the face of Goldust. And Foley going in for the cover on the former Hardcore champion.
And the bizarre one
Not enough yet.
out. Great reaction. And that punch lands hard.
Nice exchange there as Foley goes in for another pin attempt.
And the bizarre
Still just a
kicks
one
out.
count. And the bizarre one kicks out. Ah, there it is. The first elbow drop on the mat of the night.
Ooh, hard shot by
Can't wait to see several more of those. DDT.
delivered to the neck. Oh no!
Big suplex takes him down.
Too slow.
Going with the right there, and now Mick Foley back in control. Oh, atomic drop, got him down.
Oh, look at this.
And a bulldog, Mick Foley, in control of Goldust, and he's signaling for the end here, but Goldust clearly not done.
Attack.
You don't want to point at your crotch too much, you're just going to give Goldust ideas on when they hit the Shattered Dreams.
Not afraid to mix it up.
Tonight I'm really looking forward to that main event though. Ted DiBiase versus Jack Swagger, undoubtedly a pay-per-view worthy main event after the history between these two. But finally they're going to collide tonight in our main event. You can bet McMahon will be present for that one. He'll want to watch DiBiase. He'll want to make sure that he suffers a loss on what he is certain is his final night. We've been told that DiBiase's men have been locked out of the building tonight. McMahon has requested security keep them all out, despite the fact they're contracted performers. He says they are not obligated for any matches tonight. They have not been signed to anything. They have not been assigned the manager role to Ted DiBiase. If any of them are brought into the building, kick them out. Really trying to make sure that he's got DiBiase in a corner tonight. That is one strange looking fan there in the corner. I'm not quite sure what it is about him that's making me so unsettled, but I guess there's quite a few things. I think it's mostly the facial expression. I don't know why he's got to show his teeth like that. Does Mick Foley realize that the count is still going?
And again, the mind games are played.
I don't think Mick Foley is necessarily aware that there was a count out going there. Now he actually hit someone with one of those elbows.
Intercepted.
Intercepted. Knee to the gut.
Good lord.
Oh good lord. He hit him with the oh good
And
lord.
the knuckles connect. And a jaw-jacking punch. Yow!
Oh, vicious DDT by Goldust. He does deliver some pretty hard DDTs. Mick Foley in the corner, and he tries to fight his way out. You know that Goldust was thinking Shattered Dreams right there and then.
He is definitely gonna. Whoa! He's
Mick Foley, oh. Uh-oh. Oh, this could be trouble. Pile driver. Oh my god. Spike pile driver at that. Mick Foley going in for the cover. That has got to be it. That thing was vicious. And Goldust kicks out.
Watch it. Watch
Well,
it.
he's not going to kick out of there, surely.
That's it. He's out.
No one does a double arm DDT quite like Mick Foley. Goldust very close to the ropes. And not quite reaching. And unfortunately, that's it for Goldust. I guess he's been so used to his hardcore title defenses. Maybe he forgot you can go for rope breaks in this match.
Here is your winner, Mick Foley.
What an incredible match.
Oh, Mick Foley is still coming out with these wins week after week after week. Is he really going to be next in line for the ECW Championship? He's not exactly got a whole lot of names to work through, especially if McMahon does get his way, and we do say goodbye to Ted DiBiase and his other three stooges, as McMahon calls them. Well, it's a curious one, that's for sure. But anyway, Mick Foley is victorious as we move towards our next match of the night. More superstars looking to impress, more superstars looking to earn a potential ECW Championship opportunity at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes and Husky Harris one-on-one next.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Approaching the ring from Brooksville, Florida, weighing 295 pounds, Husky Harris.
When opportunity knocks, one man comes running, and that man's name is Husky Harris. He's definitely not had the greatest track record, and I feel like he's taken a lot of damage since coming to ECW. And I don't mean in terms of reputation, I mean physically. If there's one part of Husky Harris we've seen take a lot of damage in recent weeks, it's been the head, the skull. And you gotta wonder what state the mind is in for Husky Harris. He seems to be becoming a little more vicious with each and every match.
And his opponent from Marietta, Georgia, weighing 223 pounds, Dashing
Regardless, here comes Cody Rhodes. Scheduled for this one-on-one opportunity. Cody Rhodes had a great hardcore championship clash with Goldust a few weeks back. He was unable to win the championship, and Cody Rhodes is one of the standout stars of the 2011 Royal Rumble. Let's not forget he was in the final two. ECW almost picked up the Royal Rumble victory this year, as Cody Rhodes made it right down to the end before being eliminated by Batista. But it was a competitive elimination, no doubt about it. I feel like that's part of the reason Cody Rhodes maybe feels the time has come for him to step up and be ECW champion. Well, quite frankly, I think it would definitely have some kind of full circle effect if Cody Rhodes were to become contender and say Ted DiBiase were to become the ECW champion. Or better yet, Ted DiBiase does lose and Cody once again sticks it to Ted by being the one to win the championship at WrestleMania. Either one of these things could really be a reality before long. Either way though, McMahon, he's promising these guys. He's saying, look, there's going to be a new contender coming next Tuesday. Next Tuesday on ECW, we're going to begin the hunt for a new contender. We've got 5 weeks to find one before WrestleMania. It won't be DiBiase, it'll be one of you lucky superstars up against Jack Swagger. And with a roster of hungry contenders like Goldust, Mick Foley, Cody Rhodes, Husky Harris, Kane and the Big Show, Arn Anderson, who's been sitting out back, Sin Cara, who's been just striving for a championship opportunity, and of course even perhaps Ezekiel Jackson or Brodus Clay. I feel like realistically at some point these guys are going to get sick of being in Jack Swagger's shadow, just like Vladimir Kozlov did. And I think the real tipping point for some of these people that McMahon's got to be careful of is if they end up being the one that retains the championship for Swagger at Elimination Chamber. If Swagger is eliminated and the sole survivor of Swagger's team that retains the title for him is, say, Brodus Clay, I can't see Brodus Clay coming out Tuesday on ECW and going, hooray, Jack Swagger's still the champion. I can see Brodus Clay going, I should be the champion right now. I could really see that, personally. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what the future holds for the ECW Championship situation. Cody Rhodes, big DDT there on Husky Harris. Mick Foley could be, Mr. McMahon, wrong general manager. McMahon could be looking to watch his kingdom crumble before him by setting up this Elimination Chamber match where only DiBiase or Swagger walk out the champion. I know what he's trying to plot. I know what he's trying to do. He knows that he's got the odds stacked against Ted DiBiase in terms of win-loss history between the Powerhouse and Jack Swagger up against DiBiase, Ryan, Kozlov, and Chavo. The Powerhouse and Swagger have stood tall on more occasions than not. But I can't stress enough that just as much as he's probably hoping that maybe even if Kozlov or Ryan get the victory, they want the championship from DiBiase, the same can happen to his men, and they can want that championship from Swagger, who is not even recognized as an official member of the Powerhouse. DDT connecting on Husky Harris as Cody Rhodes and Harris go at this one. Both these two really want this opportunity. They want to compete for the ECW Championship. Neither of them have had a title shot since coming here to ECW. And okay, I will admit we could lose 4 superstars this Sunday at Elimination Chamber, but I will admit one thing, with the loss of those 4 comes opportunity for 4 more. You know, we have definitely seen a lot of Ted DiBiase, a lot of Chavo Guerrero, a lot of Mason Ryan, and a lot of Vladimir Kozlov in the recent months. We've also seen a lot of the Powerhouse and Jack Swagger. And I feel like it's time for these things to come to an end and someone new to take the forefront. I felt like ECW was such a refreshing place to be back when Vader and the Big Show were running rampant here on ECW, and I feel like since McMahon got more power over ECW, since he realized he could do exactly what he was doing on Raw, but instead of having the United Kingdom screw him over, he could be the one screwing others over with the Powerhouse. I feel like since McMahon realized that, he's gotten a little too carried away. Big fist drop to Husky Harris. I gotta say, Cody, see, this is what I mean. So much damage to the brain of Husky Harris. These people need to be careful. I think you're looking at a man who could suffer a severe concussion in the near future. He's been told on a couple occasions that the doctors don't recommend that Husky Harris continues stepping in the ring here on ECW, and that if he does, he perhaps wears some kind of protective headgear. But Harris insists, no, I got this, it's fine. Husky with a big suplex.
And there are the ropes. Husky put all his weight into that.
Back and forth between these two continues, but I gotta say Cody Rhodes has been looking favourable in this one. Although I think those strikes to the head have once again set something off in Husky Harris. He's normally such a light-hearted, happy, soft guy, but I feel like the more and more damage they do to him during these matches, the more violent he'll become. As I say, something really tweaks in him. Off the ropes. Doesn't quite connect there. And oh, well, that was out of nowhere.
Big time impact from Husky Harris.
And that's what I mean. He always delivers that one with such ferocious style, and oh, almost defeating Cody Rhodes. Surprised he didn't get the victory there and then. He really did whip that one, you're not wrong. Cody maybe needs to try and turn things around. Oh wow, you feel the impact on that one. And that was it, it had to be. That was a harsh impact on the mat. This is what I mean. Something's not right with Husky Harris. Referee checking on him, and well, he seems to be acting a little bit more normal this time around. That's a good sign. I remember that one week he won a match and he absolutely flipped out at the referee. This week he seems to be acting like himself. Well, that's good to see. Congratulations to Husky Harris on this victory as we move towards our main event now. The $1 Million Champion and the ECW Champion. We've been told all of DiBiase's backup banned from the building, and they have to be escorted out if they find their way in. However, no comment on Jack Swagger or any of his backup as we move towards this main event match.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Approaching the ring, the $1 Million Champion, Ted DiBiase.
Well, Ted DiBiase may be a little bit outnumbered here tonight potentially, but you gotta have faith that perhaps that won't be the situation. Perhaps this won't be the last time we see Ted DiBiase. But I must insist, I must say, it's not looking favourable for him tonight. And this Sunday at the moment, the win-loss record definitely does land in the favour of Mr. McMahon's alliance, whether I like to admit that or not. This man has tried to give opportunity and a spotlight to people that McMahon has tried to shun and fire. don't really know anything more generous I think I've ever seen, to be honest. DiBiase has created opportunity for people that were pretty much finished in the eyes of McMahon.
And his opponent, accompanied by Mr. McMahon, from Perry, Oklahoma, weighing 263 pounds, is the ECW champion, the All-American Jack Swagger.
And of course McMahon tries to counteract that by saying that he has created opportunity in the past. He took Jack Swagger, who was just recently released from Raw at Survivor Series, and 2 days later he made him the ECW World Champion. And yes, he did do that. But I don't know about creating opportunity, I'd say giving opportunity. The difference. He didn't give Jack Swagger a spotlight and a new job, he gave Jack Swagger a championship. It was handed to Swagger. He never earned that. To this day, he's still not actually had a one-on-one match with the Big Show for that championship. He has not proven that he can beat the Big Show when that championship is on the line. Well, here we go. As I said before, all of DiBiase's backup banned from the building, whereas look who's in the corner of Jack Swagger. I'm really not surprised. The ECW general manager himself, a very biased member of ECW.
All-American from Oklahoma University. Jack Swagger loves to brag about that great amateur background, and he uses some of those moves in every match. That's what's made him famous. Reversed. The genetic coding in DiBiase knew exactly what to do.
And DiBiase managing to very quickly get some offense in on Jack Swagger. You like to see it. There it is. Another neck breaker. Yeah, that's right. Keep laying into him. Okay, never mind. It was good whilst it lasted. I liked the way that he started this one off. I was in the face of Swagger as DiBiase's in control now. And a side suplex brings Jack Swagger off his feet. Will we see DiBiase pick up that big victory over ECW champion Jack Swagger tonight? Just 5 days ahead of their Elimination Chamber tag match. You got to think each team is going to be watching this match very carefully. I mean, especially Team DiBiase. There is so much riding on the outcome of that match. We could be saying goodbye to 4 ECW superstars, 3 who are independently contracted under DiBiase. And DiBiase grabbing McMahon. Oh, a big right hand to his boss. That's a dangerous move to make, but I guess if he's maybe thinking he could lose his job in 5 days' time, why not now? May never get another opportunity to do that.
It's an amazing atmosphere in this arena tonight.
In 5 days' time, will DiBiase turn the $1 Million Championship into the ECW World Championship? That would be a hell of a transformation. It is entirely possible. DiBiase has said when he wins the ECW Championship, he will put the $1 Million title aside. He just likes to keep his waist warm for the championship that he is not willing to defend against anyone. He's not risking losing it again. That's a family heirloom. Submission hold applied here on DiBiase. And he very quickly found a way out of that one. So curious to see how this main event match goes. Earlier tonight we saw Husky Harris and Mick Foley pick up victories that could get them one step closer to an ECW Championship opportunity. Something that a lot of superstars have been striving for here on ECW just lately. And now they've been told there is actually potential that we'll see someone new compete for the championship at WrestleMania.
These superstars looking for a victory, looking to build momentum.
Swagger backing up there, and DiBiase just doing the same, and Swagger doing the same back. That was a weird little exchange there. Can't wait for this Friday's SmackDown, the final stop before Elimination Chamber. We'll be seeing that big 6-man elimination tag team match. Team Miz aligning himself with Mark Henry and John Cena, former tag team partners in the crew, facing off against a ferocious three-man unit of Stone Cold Steve Austin and D-Generation X. That is one team you just don't want to be up against. Mark Henry and Cena might be some pretty great backup for The Miz, though.
The tension, the drama.
Also confirmed for Friday's SmackDown, we can expect to see John Morrison try to get a little bit of retribution after the way Justin Gabriel won a contendership at the Intercontinental Championship last week, getting John Morrison disqualified by getting Brie Bella in the way just in time for the referee to rule that one, a disqualification win in the favor of Gabriel. And it is because of that we are seeing this Friday on SmackDown, Heath Slater goes one-on-one with John Morrison. You know Morrison's going to be in a very particular mindset walking into that matchup. He's going to want to get that little bit of revenge for the way Gabriel earned that championship shot. And there's the second time DiBiase has knocked down Mr. McMahon from that apron. Maybe he'll learn this time not to get back up on it.
The tide has turned again. They're gonna fight to the end.
Oh, right to the eyes of Ted DiBiase. Now locking his submission hold on Jack Swagger. Is this going to be enough? Nope. Still not.
What an incredible lariat. Boy, did he get dropped or what? Oh.
And now here comes a big fist drop from DiBiase. I thought he was going to do a sequence of them, but I guess not.
I think that really hurt his arm.
I'll tell you what though, next week is going to be a hell of a week following Elimination Chamber. The road to WrestleMania kicking off big on Monday's Raw. We've got a European Championship match between Wade Barrett and Drew McIntyre.
That was a heavy shot.
We've got Batista returning to action to get revenge on Randy Orton for injuring him once again. And a rumoured main event that will see the World Heavyweight Champion face off against the WWE Champion one-on-one. Then on ECW next week, apparently a new contender will be determined for the ECW Championship. Someone new to walk in to an ECW title match at WrestleMania. And Ted DiBiase once again smacking down McMahon. How many more times is that man going to get up on the apron before the referee decides to kick him from ringside? And then they could choke applied here on Ted DiBiase. He could pass out. Swagger decides to let go. And then this next week on SmackDown, the return of The Rock. Unable to compete in the Elimination Chamber matchup, but he's got his sights set on the WWE Championship and potentially WrestleMania, depending on what Batista decides to do. Can't wait to see it all next week. The road to WrestleMania really begins. Well, it's already kind of in somewhat of a start, but it really takes off next week is what I mean. Just 5 more weeks to go. Right hands connecting, one after another on the face of Jack Swagger, and DiBiase now dragging Swagger over center of the ring, and McMahon, of course, going to make sure that the referee is nowhere to be seen when DiBiase gets a pin on the ECW champion. I think Swagger might be out cold. DiBiase might have really connected with one of those right hands. This is a very long pin for Swagger to kick out. Maybe McMahon knows something we don't. Are we seeing Jack Swagger suffer a loss here? The guy's out. He hasn't kicked out. It's been almost a minute.
1, 2, 3.
Wow. Okay. Well, McMahon did everything in his power to try and tell the referee not to count that pin. The referee had a job to do. And there you go. Ted DiBiase with a huge victory in what could be his last ever ECW match. I don't know if he'll win or lose at Elimination Chamber this Sunday. I couldn't even begin to tell you what the future holds for Ted DiBiase, but this man picked up an important victory here tonight if it is his last. He teams with Kozlov and Ryan to face off against Swagger and the Powerhouse next Sunday in the Elimination Chamber for the ECW title. I mean, I suppose, to be fair, this one actually makes sense. Perhaps the core looking to maybe add a 4th member to their group. Gotta think, if DiBiase loses this Sunday as a free agent, could he join the core on SmackDown? That would be an interesting addition. It's a possibility, I suppose. What a peculiar way to close out the show, but I mean, in a way, you know, I can understand why they'd want to make their presence felt, want to get in DiBiase's head early. Who knows? Either way, DiBiase is victorious in what could be his last ECW match. As we move towards Elimination Chamber, I will see you guys in 3 days' time for SmackDown, as we will be just 2 days away from the Elimination Chamber. And one of those 3 men is standing at the ramp there. Heath Slater faces John Morrison and more. Bye-bye.